lanes here. The LCP teams have actually been opting for red side a little bit
Yeah,
more, which
they
I think is
have.
pretty interesting. Especially if you have pretty particular pools, you're trying to go for counters. I do kind of agree that red side might be a little unexplored here in Fearless. So glad to see that there's some experimentation. Oh, we're already reaching for it. We're reaching for all reliable here.
All reliable. Let's see if it does end up getting locked in for Leave. It is something they relied on heavily in the past. I do like some of the adaptations of the bans, though, especially from Viking side, taking away the Wukong, making sure that there's no comfort picks through that one. It is going to be the Xin Zhao instead of the Smolder to start for NIP.
Okay. Let's see what else we can get from this, because it's a pretty tough spot here. Not too much. I mean, the Smolder Hover is cute. Oh my god, we're already getting a Volibear. Just blind like that. Could be jungle. Still think it's very reasonable that it's probably going to be in the jungle. But has been a champion that has also crept its way into the top lane, so depending on certain top lane matchups could be pretty interesting.
Last time I saw this champion, I was a little sad. Perry in the promotion tournament played it, and it did not go well. But the Jhin I do like, so maybe offsetting my happiness. Happy, sad. The middle is just average.
Are you actually going to be happy? Because you were giving me a bunch of crap for being happy for the LCP teams. So now they pick Jhin, and it's cool for all right, cool. We could be happy for them. You know, there's no gun to our end here.
I can't say.
We're not
There is a Jhin though. You got to be careful.
He can't hurt me from here. Okay. I think it's fine.
All right. We'll see. Oh God, please no, please
no,
no,
Kalista Renata.
No, please. Oh, thank God. Please don't. Anything
I don't
but
think
Kalista.
This is better. I don't think this is better.
I don't think it is, but it's better than Kalista. Thank you.
You really want to play on hit versus a Volibear? Be my guest. I also think that Leave has not been our best Varus player. Probably very thankful that this champion has been nerfed repeatedly. And with the Renata, I think it's quite cool because you have an mobile AD carry. You also have already a melee showing from the side of the Viking Esports team. So you also have the ability to play an Enchanter alongside the Xin Zhao. I think in general, if we were just to take nameplates off, I do think that the NIP composition is very, very cohesive.
But then you start thinking about the execution from game 2. Start scratching your head a little bit. You're like, what could happen? The Jax also here I think is very important to think about because the side lane is going to be very dangerous now if they don't find something that can answer that Jax.
Okay. What else? Still probably going to just be Jax top. Actually, this is going to just be Jax jungle. Sorry, I see the Xin Zhao. So now NIP, you should know this is going to be a Volibear top lane. What does Solokill have? The Jackson to Xin Zhao trade is perfect. Like that's a matchup that you would want to kind of pick this into. You always have the ability to kind of flex it if they really want to. So that is available. But if you're going to get rid of Cassante, in my mind, that's another good matchup for the Jax. Udyr, another good matchup. So this is looking more and more like that is going to be the Jax jungle here coming on through. And what is going to be the response here for NIP? What are we getting for our solo lanes? Because you can get an Akali, but you're not really going to be able to one-shot this Volibear. What else do we have in store for ourselves?
I love it, though. NIP realized they need to put some fires out that could be possible. The Pike was taken away. The Galio, which is all that tankiness to join into the jungle, if that's going to be a hard part to deal with. And now it feels like the Vikings are kind of taking hold of the draft right now. The control is in their hands, and they're going to go with the Bard, too.
Okay, this should be just if Doinb is good and Doinb wants to win, should be Lissandra game. That's not going to be the case. It's going to be an Akali picked here. All right, well, let's see. So Bard has a lot of great options. The ultimate's going to be able to be a heat-seeking missile. I really like what the Vikings are showing. You have counter matchups in a lot of these lanes. You have good scaling here in this game. I also think that stylistically, the way that NIP like to play, this composition doesn't give them very many outs if they do not win early. So let's see what we can get from the Ninjas in Pyjamas. This is one of their three series that they'll play here today. And starting off the tournament 0-2 is essentially a death nail for them.
Yeah, especially with the way that things have been going throughout for other teams as well, and especially if the Vikings are the ones that take away this win. In the end, they'll grab the TF. I am not that big of a fan of this choice, but it does provide them a lot of that mobility and link up that you really want for this composition from that mid-jungle duo.
All right. And I just love this coming in from the Vikings. Are they gonna trade this?
It probably will end up being.
They have a little bit of time. I know we had hinted at it being a potential matchup for them, but I mean the Volibear into Gragas is not as. But you don't want to play Jax into Gragas either. So
yeah.
Gordon Jax, it could be Project Jax. Let's see it. Could also be well, okay.
Show us the other one. All right, there we go.
They're gonna show us the runes.
Now it isn't swapped there, but in that loading screen. But in the loading screen, I swear we saw the Jax in the jungle. All right, it is going to be top lane. I swear it was like the second portrait over, which should mean it's in the jungle.
Yeah.
We're getting baited.
Right.
Anyways,
well,
let's break down. It's the lethal
Kratos
tempo Volibear, by the way.
That's nice.
All right.
Okay.
Which skin do we get? Game number 3 of our second series, though. Should be fun one. See if the LCP are reigning kings today, or if the LPL can get themselves on the port.
And it is Angler Jax here. Sunlong's trying to fish. Oh, it's Pax Jax? No way that's Pax. No, he has the fishing.
That. Well, we're getting word for our producer. He's saying that that's Pax Jax.
Oh, it is Pax Jax. But is it Naiyou Pax Jax though? That's the real question. Not.
Technicalities here. Technicalities are what we live and breathe on. As we're just going to see a little bit of that early setup, but I got to say that both junglers are going to be starting on top side, going back down towards that bot side. So maybe a little bit more like in that game number 1. And I guess that more so means that they're going to be giving some resources over to Leave and Niket, which I think is extremely important because you talked about it in the draft. Not the best bot lane duo, not the strongest carry for Leave here. It's also not been the best pick for him, but if you get ahead, maybe that's a different story.
And in terms of engage, it's Solokill and Naiyou. That's who are going to be the big kind of go buttons for this team as we go forward. This double range matchup as well. Sulong going for the Electrocute Bard. I think it's pretty tough for NIP's bottom lane to survive. I'm just going to say this now for everybody at home. This is the Spa Day, like, Volibear skin, so I will be significantly less attentive in this game anytime he is on screen.
What's on his back?
It's the stool
that he uses
Why
is it on his back?
Because that's how he has to carry it. Can you leave him alone?
No.
Dude.
I'm calling into question the bear. Destiny Prestige Volibear, whatever that skin is. Something else that you can't really beat is Varus early in lane as a Jhin. I'm just going to say, at least my low level, that matchup isn't always the best feeling, but it definitely peters out a little bit more as time goes on. You get that utility for the Jhin as well, but being down flash will be something to return to onto a Jhin.
Well, I would be really happy if Style played in the same level as you did, because then that would mean that NIP are guaranteed to win.
True.
Or at least have a higher chance. So, Lennon, if you can,
I'm subbing in.
Let's get you a plane. Let's get you a plane ticket over. We don't have that much of a budget, so you might have to be flying on Spirit.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll take a rickety plane. The canopy is open, and we're just riding away.
There you go. There you go. Okay,
we'll
so Doinb looking for some trading in mid lane, but this is a very tough part of the game here for NIP. They need to be very careful. Level 4 Volibear, and you also have this Twisted Fate. There's so much ability for them to go.
They got the collapse from Doinb, though, so that just immediately means the Vikings will back out of that fight here. Counter-Strike readied up from Kratos. He misses the engage there. Going to still try to fight out. Uses the Leap Strike out on a minion. Should get a little bit more healing. Got to remember the grass stack's going to help him out here. Now we're going to go to a Fight Night round 2 between the junglers. Doinb is here first, though, onto Gury. Does have the red and the blue, so he'll be able to heal up a little bit more. Kratos goes for the flash counter-strike, goes for the kill, but can't find it. A little bit dicey early between the two teams, and Gury comes away with the double scuttle.
Wow, Gury getting a huge advantage in this play, and Kratos does lose his flash, but we saw that multiple nerfs to Gragas, both in his healing and his mana costs, have made a lot of his lane matchups pretty difficult. Kratos more than likely going to die. Naiyou trying to get ahead of the minions here.
He can jump to the minions. Oh my god.
Yeah. For all of our LPL fans, there is a likelihood that all LPL teams lose their series tonight. Pretty embarrassing if that does end up coming true. Still a lot of League of Legends here to play.
God, man, Naiyou, we gotta reevaluate some things, bro. Like, oh man, that feels bad. But it's a really good play from Kratos. Just using that vision toggle there was really nicely done. His style's gonna insta cleanse out of the handshake. Was the only thing left in his arsenal that could save his life. So style will be okay for now on the bot side. Dragon is spawned. We do have a lot of pressure now with the bat coming through from Niket. Do wonder if the Vikings want to go for this early objective.
I think it's fine. I mean, you're going to have priority from bottom lane. Niket is just now coming back to lane. You're not going to have prio from mid, which might be a little questionable. I know Kati would prefer to stay for another wave just because he has the ultimate up and available. Or he's going to have it on this minion wave here, so... Yeah, Bard, it's really tough if you are NIP, if you ever want to step up. Cleanse coming out from leave. I think this opens up for an ability for Gury to start up this dragon if they need it.
Looks like he's going to go ahead and take that reset back, so he will not be around for now. Going to take a dip into the spa. Close your eyes, Alk. As he's going to get the reset out back up towards top side.
My eyes are
wonder
open,
now
bro.
if NIP, they're wide open. It looks like both teams may be taking a little bit of a backseat on the early Dragons, though. Maybe they're going for the Rift Herald play more than, or at least the Grub play more than anything.
I could take him.
You could? You think so?
Yeah.
How big of a towel do you think he uses?
He won't need one when I'm done. Let's see it. Let's see what Gury can do. He's going to have, look, he's going to be able to get this topside scuttle. They've got pressure from topside.
I feel bad because I set you up for that one, bro. I'm sorry.
That's not bad. Don't feel bad. That's a homie high five. That's called an alley-oop.
True. I'm your wingman, bro. I'm your wingman. I got you.
There you go.
All right.
I can't even, unfortunately, I can't put you on my gun. You know, I can't do like a gun buddy little wingman thing. True.
Maybe one day.
Exactly. But Gury's feeling good. He's power clearing through this. This is also what I assume to be is going to be the jack of all trades Volibear build. So he's going to be incredibly powerful in this game.
Yeah, and I think you're going to be able to provide some of that skirmishing power, but a lot more survivability than the Xin Zhao, at least sustainability in terms of what you're able to do in these fights. But we'll see who gets the better of it, as it is going to be now time for the Grubs. Now we have gotten the reset of the bot lane of NIP towards this top side. Bring as many bodies up here as they can. They did send Style back down towards bot side, so they do not feel like the Jhin needs to be up here for this fight. They're going to keep Kratos in place.
I think this is fine. You have the Bard as well coming through if they really need this assistance. You're going to be getting a decent trade down onto Kati's. Also just trying to get to his minion wave here. Unfortunately doesn't have that same range that this Twisted Fate does. He's just going to get covered. Also, Jax is one of the really resilient champions you can kind of pull off in a 1v2 thanks to him having Counter-Strike against most matchups. So I think Vikings are not too unpleased with this trade. They're getting Dragon for themselves. There's no ability we're going to see from NIP to contest. And because Naiyou's camps are on the bottom side, I wonder, with the announcement of this Drake, do we actually just see the MGN Vikings move up and get themselves this objective?
I mean, they have the time to do so, and you can see they're playing with a lot of confidence coming off that game number 2 victory, which I think rightfully so. They controlled that game from minute 1, it felt like. Maybe it was like minute 4. But now I'm looking at a little bit of a top lane play. The Destiny has been called. Kati tries to find the yellow card on the leave. They will find him, and Kratos should be able to smack him down. The bailout not going to save him here. And now you've got an outnumbered fight in favor of the Vikings around the Grubs.
It was a single wave that was lost, but now you prevent Lee from getting this one. You see that Naiyou's making a beeline since they used all of their timers to make that play happen. This should be him being able to grab these Grubs. Fact of the matter is, I don't think NIP actually used this objective at all. When are they going to have time to hit on turrets? Maybe if Akali can side lane, but we have not really seen NIP in these last 2 games be as proficient in being able to play these lanes. That requires for them to have pressure. It requires for them to have a bit of vision control. And when you have this Renata, it's a little tougher than it would be for a tankier support to walk around and get vision. So watching how Niket plays this game is going to be really, really impactful. Oh my god.
Oh god. Okay, Style. He does make it out for now. Very close, though, as the double combo will come through. They'll disable the turret and take Solokill down. Was wondering if they were also going to use the Tempered Fate, because they can just lock out a turret forever, it feels like. There will be a trade for some plates on the top side by NIP.
Are we getting a split cam? You can see the observers. They want to do it, but there's no wave here. So 2 plates going over to NIP. It is split between him and Niket, but that basically is a trade of a kill in terms of the amount of gold that they have received. Remember, they have 3 grubs, so all of this pressure is going to do a little bit more. Great Q coming on through from Shulong. Gets some damage with the electrocute.
Kratos feeling very, very whelming now as he goes in for the double Counter-Strike. Will only get the 1. He's going low. Tempered Fate comes in, buys a little bit of time here. The bailout's starting to tick. The 4-shot. Kratos is still alive. They don't get the kill in the end, and oh my god, Alk battery, what do we do? You know what? Doinb's about to make it all fine. He's going to go in, he's going to get these counter plays. He's going to find, no, he doesn't find anything. And a 4-0 start for the Vikings.
Guys, we are 10.5 minutes. Look at my Volibear. Look at my Volibear. This guy has a completed Horizon
Drive.
Cosmic Drive. Oh, Kati with the flash gold card gets Doinb's in trade. Not going to get much after that, but it's another play going over to the Vikings. Naiyou's going to try to see if he can look for something. Has the flash. Oh, becomes lightning.
That was kind of nasty. Yellow card comes through, though. Style going to go down. Unfortunately, he's just Jin in front of Doinb. Doinb's going in, gets the kill too. A double goes over to NIP.
Finally, Doinb says, okay, that's enough. They cannot get away with this. Vikings stay a little bit too long and finally get 2 kills, their first here in this game number 3. But guess what's happening on the opposite side? Gury is devouring Naiyou's camps on this side of the map, and he can go back into his side, get his camps. He is 7 camps ahead. He's actually going to be 8 now with the completion of these Krugs. He is getting closer and closer to finishing his jungle item, which is a huge spike for any jungler.
It's just actually so incredible, and honestly, just a hell of a come up. Okay, I'm going to lay out a little bit of copium here.
Okay.
Just because I need to. Just in case. I'm laying it out just in case NIP lose. They're doing this to make sure that our hope is at its lowest. So that when they get to Worlds, when the top 4 teams make it to Worlds, LPL fans can rejoice even more. It's like the counter. You just make sure that that hope is all the way down at the bottom. And then when they win, it's like, oh my god, it's time. As speaking of time, Kati just got
really well timed.
A lot of time bought by that Tempered Fate, and Shulong is having a revolutionary performance on the Bard here.
That is incredible. That was a really well timed ultimate. Buys enough of space for the rest of Shulong to actually just get there. It's 2 kills going over to Gury. He is going for an Ivori Flicker Blade second, and you're talking about having hope for Worlds. Do we forget that Top Esports are over in that tournament? They will be playing, and IG are going to be playing a single best of 5 to get into the tournament versus T1.
And they're going to win that one.
As we get back into this game, NIP, they'll have first time to get back out on the map. Dragon is going to spawn for them, and they're going to have to just go from one side of the lane to the other because they need, in my mind, they need to be able to fight for this objective. Otherwise, I think they're going to fall too far behind in the early game, and the Vikings are good. It's just going to get better with time here in this one.
Yeah, I mean, we're already working on that attack speed item there for Gury as well. The Dragon going to be started up by NIP. I do have Doinb showing up here as a bodyguard for the entrance. It will be on vision, though, this entire time for them, as they will know that the entire team had kind of shown up. So right now it is the Vikings trying to get some gold across the map, especially in that top side, kind of leaving Kati to his own lonesome. Gury and Shulong will show up down here to help out Kratos on this siege.
Just taking a look. So Gury should have 6 from his items, and then it's his magical footwear, if I remember correctly. No, this is the boots themselves have a different name. You get slightly magical boots, and it's flat movement speed. So he's at 7 out of 10 for his jack of all trades.
Nice. Oh, they got to play on bot side. They're going to come out of the golden. They're going to go straight into the counter strike, and with the thunder crash there, huge stuff from Vikings as they're going to try to take down Doinb under tower here. They should be able to as they disable it down. They don't have the tempered fate, and they can't chase him through the shroud. Doinb is still looking pretty confident here as we see Naiyou engage on a Kratos, but that's a little bit dicey as now Leave is going to show up, goes for the flash chains of corruption, does connect it onto Kratos, but he gets through the magical journey. Dude, Xiulong needs to go to Worlds right now. Get him off this team, send him to Worlds, put him on his own team. I don't even care. This guy's insane on the Bard. As unfortunately, as I speak about it, I cast a curse him to die, but it doesn't take away what he did.
Random glaze for a single Bard play. I respect
hey,
it.
that's like 4 Bard plays, bro.
That is true. It is going to be the turret that falls, and they get a kill, so it is a trade for the support here. And all the while, let's see if Vikings probably more than likely going to be able to grab this turret. So all in all, it's still going to be our LCP representatives here being able to pick themselves up a pretty decent lead here in this game. Now, whether or not he stays for this next wave, Niket doesn't seem like he's going to be able to punish. NIP, they're going to go right into the top side of the map. Naiyou has to drop all 3 of these camps right now, and this is a huge Volibear. He has 2 items at 15 minutes. Everywhere that Gury is a strength. It is a part of the map that NIP want to try to avoid.
NIP going to start up the Rift Herald. They did some preemptive vision toggling there, so they were able to get that one pretty freely. That does mean Vikings will be rebuffed down towards this mid lane, try to get as much damage there as possible. But really good pickup from NIP. They've had full control of the top side objectives and probably the most contested game we've had of this series.
I think it's fine. Again, I just don't see how NIP are going to use these objectives because they've only gotten themselves a single tier 1, and it was in bottom lane after they made a couple of plays. It's going to get themselves a second one here, but when do they have time to put down the Herald? Maybe before this dragon that spawns in 2 minutes? That's my kind of worry. They've picked up all of the objectives that give them more gold or are kind of conditional objectives in the game, while for the Vikings, they're taking gold on the outsides of the map. They're squeezing in on their opponents, and I'm not seeing very many ways that NIP can kind of come back from this one. I mean, it is early. There's still a lot, but the bot lane is 0-4. And really, again, we are relying on Doinb Akali to have a massive performance in this game number 3.
See if the Doinb of old comes in. Tempered Fate going to be there to deny the charge as Style gets engaged on instead. Chains of Corruption comes in. Not going to be able to hit too much more damage onto it, even with the piercing arrow there. They do get the turret in the end anyways. You do have a second charge coming in. This might be a little bit too much as that's going to be the curtain call opened up. A couple shots go across the bow, a little bit of damage on the Leave, but they were able to get a decent chunk onto that tier 2, and now they're going to look for the finish of it. See if they can do so. As getting locked down, there goes the engage from Gury, but he's going to turn right back on his team with a hostile takeover. Cass comes out there. Solokill trying to catch somebody, wasn't able to catch anybody. There'll be some summoner spells burned, some ultimates burned, but more burned on the side of the Vikings.
And now NIP are going to have to walk back into the pit. They're going to have to walk into the bottom side of the map with Dragon spawning in 50 seconds. Down a few abilities. Gury did lose his flash in that play. I thought it was very cute. The hostile takeover forced Kati to throw the gold card at his teammates, but at the same time, he was taking the Bard portal, so it kind of mitigated that crowd control. This is a small piece of micro that I thought was very fun in that play.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Still, almost a full 2 turrets there going on through for NIP, so let's see what kind of gold they get from that. Naiyou was already completed on 2 items before that. Leave now has his Rage Blade and his Blade of the Rune King, so he's going to feel a lot more powerful in these fights. But a question that I've had from draft is, does Leave actually get to plant his feet and deal damage in this game? And you're getting chased down by a Jax, by a Volibear. That I don't know if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, it's so impossibly hard, but you're just going to have to play on that knife's edge. We're almost on second items for everybody. Obviously, Style just a little bit farther behind. We'll see now. Moving over to the Dragon Pit is Vikings, as they're going to try to get Gury to solo this one down quickly.
So, thankfully, neither team on soul point here, as the third dragon of the game is going to fall. Niket gets it with a gold card. There it is.
Kati's going to flash. Tempered Fate comes through. Chains of Corruption is going to land. Is it going to spread? It does. They actually get the dragon in the end. So there'll be 2 dragons for the Vikings. They're going to try to get out on an exit. And they do end up making it away. There was the flash burn by Kati and the heal burn, but now they're going to open back up shop. And the spa water is starting to overflow here. Gury stepping in, stepping out, but he's going to be in some trouble. Naiyou gets locked down. Now Gury's getting locked down himself. He's going to find a way out there. Naiyou dies after the bailout does not get paid out. And that will be the jungler down. A little bit finicky for NIP to stick around.
They were trying to go a little long on that play. Kati does still have ultimate, so after he picks up this wave and the team comes back onto the map, the Vikings can look for a little bit more on this game number 3. See if any of NIP are either going to overstay or try to overforce onto this Twisted Fate. Gury is here. Solokill doesn't have ult. Doesn't have. It's actually his ult's up now.
He was thinking he had the entrance. The Sky Splitter opens up, and the lightning is not enough, but Kati will be enough to get the kill on the side lane of Solokill.
So we took a look back at this fight. This is exactly what the Gragas needs to do in this game. Fish for the immobile members. Kati loses his flash during this play, and even with the Bard ultimate coming down, that right there basically saves this for the side of Viking Esports. If they don't have that Bard ultimate, then maybe that's a kill onto Kati, and maybe this goes even worse for our LCP team. But a long chase, Naiyou's a little bit too far up, and he has been a big liability, I think, throughout this series. Game number 1 on the Jarvan, multiple times he got caught out. Wow, he barely dies to a burn. Yep. That is such small margins. And then game 2, the Karthus just was not good. So,
no, it wasn't.
And Naiyou was so exciting. We were like, okay, Doinb gets a real carry jungler. He was solo carrying LGD to basically win a bunch of games when he was there on that team. And at the start it was good, but as the season went on, it felt like this team was very limited in its playstyle.
And are we sure that like Busio didn't fly in early and like connect for the Vikings? Like I'm just joking. Sulong deserves all the pressure and all the love, honestly, for this Bard performance. He has been the game changer. I know we can talk about Gury on the Volley Bear all along, but dude, Sulong has been like the guardian angel of the entirety of the Vikings team so far this game as NIP starts up the Atacon.
So Styles not going to be here for this play. He is down half HP. Kati can make his way over. He has exhaust. Oh, Sulong!
Oh, the flash over. How many times can I cast a curse him as Kratos tries to go in with the counter-strike? Does end up trying to find Niket, though, as Naiyou is blocking a ton of damage with the Crescent Guard here as well. Look at how much damage Gury does right back, though. Ripping and tearing away. It's going to be a double kill coming through for Leave. The Atacon should just go to NIP, and they wrestle control back in the game.
A numbers advantage fight is exactly what NIP need. It puts them back into the driver's seat of this game. It's an Otacon, and they still have to play for a couple objectives in a minute and a half with the dragon spawning. Gury, a little weak here now. I will say he is so strong. He's the most fed member in this game for the Vikings. But these last couple fights, I just want to watch what he's able to do. This is going to be the start of this play, how they caught Style. He's way too far up here. You cannot be doing that versus Avaris. I don't even care if your team is ahead. No one is in the area. And then look at the bouncy house castle that comes on through. Too early here from Sulong. Your team is not in position. Good execute coming on through from Doinb. Even gets his flash. And I just want to watch Gury throughout all of this. So walks forward. He lands the stun on the Naiyou. It's a gold card as well. So he gets first knocked up with the Gragas ult. And then he's just in the middle of a Gragas, of a Renata Glask. And it's becoming more and more difficult here for NIP. I still don't like how their composition has to operate in this game. So want to see if the Vikings can pull it back together, because this would be a monumental win to have 2 best-of series going their way.
And little thing for Gury there, he did get hit pretty heftily by the shred from Atacon, so definitely made a difference when they all turned damage straight onto him. He is on 3 items now, though, with the Spirit Visage completed. It'll be a little bit harder to take him down now, as we do see NIP continuing to look out on the map. Only 1,000 gold down, about 20 seconds for the next dragon to come up.
Surely we don't throw this lead from the Vikings. A problem we saw from them in the past game, or in that first game versus NIP and in their series versus Nongshim, was an inability to go towards side lanes. We're kind of seeing that now here. We have 4 people sitting around mid. Kratos is going to go back into the bottom side. Who is going to match Doinb in the lanes? Because it can't be Kati, because he's just going to die, especially if he doesn't have his flash. And Jax later on doesn't have as good of a matchup going into this champion. So I want to see how NIP can pull their opponents across the rift.
Oh, Gury's caught. He might be tanky, but not that tanky. Tempered Fate's used. He's also going to try to get out here. He's going to actually go for the blue buff. In the end, I think he lost it over to Naiyou, and Sulong will get caught out. Not going to make it through his magical journey. Is now a really big late engage from Kratos with the 4th shot going on in Niket. But Kratos, he's going to be in some trouble now. The bouncy castle has come for him, just like it came for Gury. And they're going to try to find the rest of these bodies against Viking here. They're low health bars, though, and Style could have the cleanup crew with them right here. Gury is still alive. He's taking so much. Look how much damn healing he has. And Style is absolutely stepping up here for the Vikings. As now Gury's going to step back over to the Dragon. This is going to be so point for them.
If you cannot burst out this Volibear, all of that damage from the Vicious Bite just tears apart this team, especially versus these melees. Gury lethal tempo plus his W Flicker Blades means that he just has infinite uptime on his abilities. We take a look back at this replay. I like the theory behind a lot of this coming in from NIP. They put so much into trying to kill this Volibear, but another huge ultimate from Sulong makes it very, very good for them. Strong pick from NIP means that Bard does get taken down, and as long as they can trickle some of these plays, I actually like the idea here from the Vikings. Unfortunately, another hostile takeover delays a lot of this fight, and now we get to see where Gury gets to shine when you get extended fights versus melees, and there's not enough crowd control coming in from NIP to stop this Volibear.
And once he starts getting those bites on him, he'll so... Look at that, man.
That's 2.
Disgusting.
That's 3. Oh my! Oh, Niket with the flash. Jesus, I didn't see that. Oh, I wish I didn't.
Yep. It's gonna feel a little bit bad now. Gury's sitting at 7-1 on the Volibear, setting up for the Vikings win here. They're gonna try to catch out Naiyou. They got the Tempered Fate onto both of them, but Naiyou is gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Cast comes through. Chains of Corruption goes wide from Leave. The rest of the Vikings now trying to get Kratos out, though he's still so damn tanky. Gury is stepping up. He's, though, under the guise of 5 members of NIP. I don't think he can heal that much in that little time. They will back away. They do end up getting away from the pick in the end.
That was a lot expended there, though. Flash, obviously, no longer available for Niket from that previous play. But Gury just gets to jungle privilege his way back in, and he has double Ocean Drake at his back. He's going to be the one that fixes his top wave here. And I wonder how far away Gury is from his 4th item.
I mean, he's got to be close, man.
He is going to be pretty close to having 4 items in this game. The most fed member out of all 10 players here tonight. Has had some decent performances. Game 1 Vi was a little slow. Game 2 Zyra was really great. Now here on this Volibear, I mean, 3 minutes. They really don't have to get much done, but if they can get into the pit and they get that Ocean Soul, imagine what this Volibear is going to feel like.
Yeah. I'm sure you can imagine that for sure. As we're going to be getting into the potentiality of the LCP winning out over the LPL today. What an incredible statement that would be in this tournament. Also, really dashing the hopes of NIP continuing forward. As the Baron is going to be started up, they should know. Yeah, Leave's going to step into vision now. Here comes the Vikings.
The average bell curve for ASI and these kind of regional play tournaments is going to be at the low end and the high end. People are going to say, this tournament's for fun, it doesn't matter. And then in the middle, it's going to be like, wow, we're going to overreact to these to all these results, and definitely going to use this for our analysis going into Worlds. Are CFO going to win Worlds? Or
yeah,
maybe
you should absolutely extrapolate everything from it. LCP is going to be a dual finals setup in Worlds. That's what's going to happen.
BLG crumbling is going to happen. We're going to have Baron started up here for NIP. Feels like one of the last fights we'll see with a dragon afterwards. Gold card lands on the Solokill, and Style is just now arriving.
Tempered Fate buying time. They're going to open up the curtain call. Gury needs to start healing up a little bit. They're going to turn on him, and he has nobody around. Where are the Vikings members were standing? I think they disconnected. Like, that is so unbelievably cringe. Look at Kratos. His hands are in his... Literally, the entirety of the Vikings team just stopped moving because they disconnected.
That's tough, and I don't know if we'll have access to Chrono Break as we come back to our lovely faces. That is a tough ask, because, yes, his team wasn't necessarily in position there, but you have a Jhin ult that's kind of going wide. There's a Bard ult that's already been missing. So, I don't know. I also don't think that his team could really have helped them in that case. We also saw at the very end of that fight, Gury did disconnect from that. So, I think he was too crowd-controlled, though, to really get any buttons off. I'd have to take a second look at that fight.
I don't know. Yeah, if we have Chrono Break, that's 100% a Chrono Break. I don't think they can move forward with that. That was egregious. That was tough.
That's their series as well, right? Like they need it badly. I'm watching back here. I wanna real quick just watch back what happened. Due to network instability, okay. So it's a similar thing to what happened with GAM. GAM were also having some network issues earlier. I wonder, Rare Adam, is there any way that we could get like an instant replay of this? If I like streamed it maybe and you popped out the okay. All right, let's yeah. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can get maybe a replay of that last fight in house. Preferably before the game starts. So for all the folks over at ASI, I hope that you take at least a little bit of time before we get into the game.
As, we'll be getting to that here pretty soon, and I just, dude, we've had. If you're at all part of the Tier 2 seed in North America, if you're the amount of shenanigans that have happened over the last couple days has been incredible. Shoutouts to the absolute POSs who are DDoSing Riot Games. They can absolutely eat rocks for a living, honestly, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. But it feels bad.
I don't think they're getting DDoSed here.
I don't think so either. I'm just saying from the other day, like that's what I'm saying. It's like multiple days of just like weird latency things, and then like obviously all the stuff with a team and a player and all those things. Just
you can
a lot
call
of
it out,
legends.
man. We've got time. I mean,
we can now. We don't need to bring that.
It's also public, right? Like it was very publicized.
Yeah, 100%.
Sheep Esports made their tweet. It's front page of Reddit, from what I know. So yeah, a lot of weird things. We're gonna get a replay.
Sounds like we have the replay.
Here we go. It's okay. It's okay. So. Gury. Okay, so
like they absolutely can. Like if they're moved, look. Sulong is stopped moving right here. This is when he disconnects. Kratos, I think, finishes his movement. But if they are still connected from this moment, they absolutely can help him. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, that feels pretty tough. Okay, we're back in game.
Oh my god, no way.
Is it actually going to be a Chrono Break? It's no Chrono Break. Okay. So, I think, unfortunately, this game might go over to NIP. They're going to have Baron. They just won a huge fight, and Dragon is going to spawn. Now, there is still a lot left here. I think there's still a lot of a gold lead and individual leads that will get them to stay in this game from the side of Viking Esports, but that is a massive tilter.
I'm not going to say it, but there's another quote from that famous man I was talking about earlier that I really want to say right now. Oh, my God. That feels so bad. Oh, my God. Anyways, we're going to get onto this game because the Baron is still there for about 1:45. Tempered Face can be used there as they try to find a little bit of a latent engage. Solokill is going to find something onto Kratos. Won't be able to get that cast going the right way, but the defense is there so far from the Vikings.
They don't have very many ways to start fights now. There's a hostile takeover coming on through.
Oh my god. And Gury and co were just getting eviscerated there. Ah, that feels so bad as NIP making mincemeat of the Vikings here out of nowhere, seemingly pop up into infinity here for all 5 members of NIP. A double kill for Leave. Kratos will end up finding a kill on a Doinb, but that is the final push coming in now.
Can they actually end the game? Yeah, they've got Baron.
100%.
Oh, God.
I don't know what to say, bro.
This is going to be a scoreboard that they are going to want to have to get back. Kratos is going to get stopped. And NIP, it is going to be the LPL by dubious means.
Look at Leave.
Picking up
Look at
a
Leave.
win
He
here
knows.
tonight.
He literally, the entirety of NIP know what just happened. Like, that feels so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously out of their control as well, but that is, yeah, damn. Okay, well, now are we allowed to be nice to LCP? Because I feel like they definitely got robbed here tonight.
Bro, it's on the front page news, dude. The bank got busted open. Oh my god, that feels so incredibly bad. Because they were winning. Okay, like, yes, it was a little bit scary, but Gury was so damn strong. Okay, well, that is NIP saving the respect of the LPL, I guess, for one more night. They won't put themselves down too far. And, yep, hey, there is one moment on that gold graph that signifies where 5 members of the game disconnected, and I think you can see it.
Damn.
God, there's just no other way. Like, unfortunately, there's no, like, good way to spin this. I can't just be like, yo, it's all fine. It's all good. Like, this could actually mean that the Vikings are eliminated later on in the tournament just because of this loss.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's tough. And
Mickey,
it's not even, it doesn't get any easier, by the way, because you look at future schedules for these two teams, and it's like, okay, cool. So the Vikings have to end off by playing against BNK Furex.
Yep.
And that's tomorrow.
2-0.
Yep. They have to win that one. Nongshim have to play, or NIP are going to be playing Nongshim tomorrow. So it's like,
question for you, because I'm just like racking my brain here. Is there any culpability of NIP needing to pause before they just eviscerate the disconnected members of
no.
No, okay.
I mean,
didn't think so.
Like, technically, if you're trying to be like the most sportsman-like, but especially for game-breaking pauses and stuff like this, it is on the team that is being affected 100%. By it.
But if all 5 disconnected, nobody can pause.
They also, so it doesn't even matter, because if we had access to a chrono break, that would be fine.
Yeah, but we just don't. We don't have it.
Yeah, I don't know if we don't have
Ask the grasshopper.
Yeah, I don't know if we have access to chrono break or not, but I think more what I would be willing to bet here is that because it was a non-gameplay related issue and not a fault of the Riot client or an in-game bug or something, maybe they weren't offered a chrono break. Because this is an online tournament, maybe that's the case. Also, chrono break is historically a very, very finicky issue.
Yeah, it is.
And by way of this tournament also just having a lot less resources, I'm sure you can see it whenever we have video of the arena in Xi'an. There is basically just 2 casters and maybe a light skeleton crew of production. We don't even know if production are even actually at the studio. So I'd be willing to say that there are probably not a ton of resources here for that kind of stuff.
Well, you know what, Alk? The LPL won! Let's go!
Yay! I'm sure Twitch chat is very much not getting banned. I'm sure a lot of Twitch chatters are
shout
not
out
getting
to
banned.
our moderators. I'm sure they are getting ran through the ringer right now for sure. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. We are here for somewhat funsies and sometimes heartbreak. And I think Vikings are going to be a little bit heartbroken because that, but we did see Doinb win on a colleague. So that's kind of cool. It's a throwback.
Gury shouldn't have lost this game, man. He didn't.
No, he shouldn't. Nope.
I don't care who gets MVP here for NIP. I think if the ASI producers are based, they give it
Can
to
we put a
Gury.
Wi-Fi? No, I think they put a Wi-Fi signal up there. And then that's who gets the MVP.
Maybe. True.
That would be Omega based. TBH. We haven't.
That would
seen
not
much,
be based.
like,
that would be like a jab. That's such a mean jab.
but
they just
they've
lost.
been willing to do that. You know, they've been willing to have a little bit of fun with it. I will say we haven't seen as much fun on the broadcast since the
Well,
opening day.
it was just the opener. It was just the opening.
The opening
day.
was really funny though, man. That might be like top 5 openings of a tournament I've ever seen. That's pretty incredible. But yeah, that's we'll be waiting on MVP here. Not much to break down after that game, although it was a very contested game for a majority of it. We'll see who ends up getting the MVP here. I do wonder if it is okay. Niket, a couple big hostile takeovers, a couple big bailouts, obviously as well.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I want to see the MVP votes for this game because there is no way. Like they're all sitting there like, what the hell? Who do we vote for?
Who do we vote for? How do we vote? Are you sure we can't vote for Gury? Are you sure? Like, are you?
Yeah.
You super sure? We'll see what the votes are, and then we can head off to our next series as well. But I do actually want to stick around to see what the votes look like. All right, 3 out of 5.
Okay. I
got a
could
bot
have
lane
seen a
vote and a mid
Doinb.
lane
I could
vote.
have seen a Doinb vote here.
I'm guessing that's
general.
the fan vote, maybe, on the right.
Maybe.
Yeah. But that's it for our second series. It did go all the way to 3, but ended extremely unceremoniously with NIP taking a